Hey guys, it's Chris, and I'm doing a react to Foodie's video about revealing her health issue. Yay! So we got two videos out of it for her, right? She probably filmed them one right after the other. And I guess just like from looking at things, people are not happy with her. So let's get into this hot mess express. Um, I had plans. We had plans today with my sister and her family, and they had to we had to like postpone them and stuff for a couple things. So I'm trying to use this time to get some reacts done and scheduled, and start getting a leg up on my spring cleaning. I want to get everything really super clean and organized and nice because I want my sister and her family to come over and see our house. She hasn't been here yet. They are just moving back here from out of state, and I can't wait. I'm so happy to have them home. She has a channel here on YouTube. She reacts to like pop, like rap, like music videos. It's Freya Reacts, Freya. Definitely, if you like that kind of stuff, go check her out. She's one of the most beautiful, wonderful women I'll ever know in my life. So yeah, I'm gonna try to use this time that we have been allotted now to get some stuff done, and let's just see what Foodie Duty has to say here. I have no tolerance and no patience for her. You guys know that. I'm also, if you hear like little like skittering around, it sounds like, or something, I'm actually just I'm actually hand making some supplement capsules while I do this, trying to kill two birds with one stone. So anyways, Foodie is sped up for time. If I have to fast forward through something, I will. I am not super duper familiar with all of Foodie's history, so if there's anything relevant, I'll listen to it. But let's see what thing she's pining for sympathy for now. Something that was no doubt brought on by her own actions, right? So let's get into it.
Pleasure in the pain. If my
Okay,
guys, welcome back to another video. So
hi, Foodie. And guys, I have her turned up as high as she can go, so hopefully you hear her okay? She's doing that real mild Miriam, poor me, I'm just so innocent voice. You know, the thing she does when she's not stuffing her gob and yakking about reaction channels.
this video is actually going to be about my previous video, and I'm doing a lemon mukbang.
Always have to be putting something in your mouth, huh, Foodie? Well, something edible, that is.
Pleasure in the pain. If my skin looks like oily, it's because I haven't been moisturizing my face like I should be.
Your skin looks like crap, Foodie, because you have horrible diets and lifestyle and health, and your skin will reflect what's going on internally.
So I put I bought a moisturizer, about 2 moisturizers from Lush. One I use regularly.
I'm a Lushy, even though I make stuff like that. I still, like to have my stuff. I like Lush. My son's a little Lushy. They have some good stuff. I don't use all their stuff, but they do have some good things. I don't use their soaps, but I like some of their their body washes and creams. But I love the scrubby, and I like some of their like face cleaning dough and their oil, like little face oil cleansing things, and the massage bars, like the solid lotion bars. But I make solid lotion bars, so I don't have to buy those anymore.
Literally, the Skin's Shangri-La, and if you know
And
Lush,
I have Lush dupe fragrances, guys. If you like them, but you want like a really actual good rich soap that's not a melt and pour soap or a candle or a wax melt or something, I have those coming down the line. Perfect dupes. They smell amazing. When those are in the shop, I'll let y'all know.
you know that's one of the best ones, for sure. So I haven't really been using it. Like I go through bouts where I just don't care about my skincare routine.
I'm going to skip this
So
because I don't care about her skincare routine, because honestly, her trying to put this expensive lotion and stuff on her, it's like trying to polish a turd, right? I mean, unless she's going to actually change her diet and eat healthy and take care of herself internally, it's not going to matter.
pro butter is going to be staying at home. So yeah. Now, yesterday I
Oh my
did a
God, I'm
video
going to see if I can speed her up some more. She's at 1.5. Heavens. See if we can do 1.75.
where I said I had a new health problem. And
No, I'll take it back to 1.5. I'm sorry, guys. I don't want to drag this out more than I have to for y'all.
and I didn't really want to talk about what it was. There's just some times where I feel like more vulnerable and like I don't want to talk about certain personal things. It's not that I'm trying to like,
Then don't make a video titled "I have a new health problem" and then just get on and say, "Oh, I don't want to talk about it." That's clickbaiting, that's manipulative, that's against TOS. She's hurting for money. Her views compared to what they used to be, they suck. I'd love to have those amount of views, but her views, they suck compared to what they used to.
clickbait you guys, you know, because I did have a new health issue, but I didn't really just want to talk about it. It's not something like, it's something that could potentially be serious, but it's not like right now super serious.
And honestly, like in my medical professional opinion, you guys need to realize, like I sound like Amber, you guys need to realize, and Foodie needs to realize, at her size, just like I said in my video about with Amber, with whatever she's taken the antibiotic for, at their size, and especially with Foodie's compromised health with the uncontrolled diabetes and stuff, something very small and minor can actually be a major issue and lead to bigger problems. So she needs to take everything seriously.
As long as I really start taking care of myself. So
Yeah, when are you gonna do that? Seriously. Oh, as long as I really just start taking care of myself? Yeah, like, when are you gonna do it, Foodie? Like, it hasn't happened yet. Like I said in my last video, I have a better chance of seeing unicorns fly out of my arse than see you actually change your dietary and movement habits.
and this is the thing, like it's just like I feel like just health wise everything is just crumbling down.
And we said that was going to happen, and that is going to be what happens. Her health is on a very, very fragile precipice right now.
And I'm not coming on here, to ask for sympathy. I'm just here to share my personal experiences in life,
Sure.
good and bad, and regardless of the reception of them, basically. So I'll probably drink a lot of water in between.
Yeah, and she's drinking a bunch of water too. Like, maybe she got like a hell of a scare, or she's doing what she always does and feigning like trying to want to actually be healthy, but really she has like an actual jar of juice under the table by Gunther.
There's quite a few new people that are watching me now. I see a lot of comments. I'm new here.
Really?
So
Are there? I thought that all your most recent subs were bots. But okay.
in case actually, a lot of my videos are privated, my old ones, so you can't really go back and see like the health journey from the beginning.
Don't worry, they're archived somewhere. We'll find them. We'll dig them up.
In a lot of ways. So basically,
Oh, and if you guys don't know who Gunther is, like, shout out to Sin and Sass. They're hilarious. Go check out their channel. I heard them referring to Gunther, and I'm presuming they're talking about Chantel's super ginormous, mega uber wicked gunt. So I guess that's Gunther.
give you like a recap of my health issues. And then I'll explain.
Go. And I don't know all of her history, like I said. So for me, this will be interesting. If you don't want to listen to this part, you don't have to, but I'm curious. We can probably make some assumptions, though, right?
What's wrong with me now?
Like, I know she has sleep apnea.
Where do I even start? Actually, I'll just start with like obesity related illnesses. I don't want to get
all of your illnesses are related to your obesity, Chantel. And if they're not, they're exacerbated and made worse by it. So there's that.
Like my whole health history. But currently the illnesses I have that are related to my morbid obesity. So I have Sleep apnea, which I've had for years now. I don't even know how many
Obstructive
years.
sleep
I would have to
apnea,
think, and my brain's not
no,
braining. So,
no surprise there, not in the least.
it's been years since I've had that. Had the whole sleep study done, which is horrible, by the way. I don't know, like when I'm forced to sleep at a certain time, it just doesn't work for me. So, yeah, so that was
Well,
interesting.
you buck authority every chance you get. Like, she just doesn't, in general, just like Amber, she doesn't like being told what to do at all. She always has to do everything the way she wants to, when she wants to. She just hates, she thinks she's above, like, listening to anybody and above the rules. But, yeah. You'd think that having severe sleep apnea would make her at least change a little bit. Like, at least try to get down to being just merely obese as opposed to morbidly obese, but I guess that didn't work.
But I got diagnosed with sleep apnea. How I knew I had sleep apnea, I get asked that a lot, was actually my mother noticed. Wow, my eyes look bloodshot.
I'm going to fast forward this part because all we need to really know is that she has it.
Just family stayed there. And then one time I fell asleep on the sofa in my apartment, and yeah, it was not fun. So finally, when I had my CPAP machine, it was like, oh, it was like a relief, you know. I could sleep well, and I've had it since. So I have sleep apnea, and if you don't get that rectified, it's very dangerous. It increases your blood pressure, and yeah, it's not
it's not good. It's really dangerous.
Have to get it treated eventually because it can lead to like heart problems.
And the main way to treat it, like CPAP is like supplemental. The main way to treat it, Chantal, is to lose weight. Now, if you're thin and you have it, that's different, but it is much more common and much worse and exaggerated with excess weights.
Sometimes death if I'm left untreated. So then a few years ago, I also had pulmonary embolisms, which I've had twice.
Jeez, are you... Holy shit. Pulmonary embolism, guys, for if you aren't in the know, is just the medical jargon for blood clots in your lungs in particular. Not good. Really, really, really dangerous. That would terrify me so bad. How did that not change her? And she didn't have them once, she had them twice. Like, I wonder if they had to go in and they, you know, like, once they figured out she had them, like, they're lucky, she's lucky they could break them up and they didn't actually cause respiratory failure, go into her heart and cause cardiac arrest, or go into her brain and give her a stroke, like a thrombolytic stroke. I'm assuming they probably went in and, like, if it was like, if they originated in her legs and put, like, they'll put these, like, these mesh, like these filters in to catch any future clots. That's a major health event. And she's flying. The change in pressure and altitude can like break those up. They can trigger them to loosen and send them flying through your body. And she is fatter and sicker than ever, and she's flying every 3 months, and not just like on a 1 or 2 hour like short flight. She's doing 15-20 hours of flying. She is like going to make the whole plane have to divert and do an emergency landing when she has some sort of a catastrophic medical event on this plane. She wouldn't even, she's too big that they wouldn't even be able to comfortably put her in the aisle to do CPR on her on a plane. Like, this is no joke. It's a miracle this woman is still amongst the living.
The first time I just noticed a lot of chest pain, and like that went into my back and like in the lung area. So, and I was like so short of breath, more than usual. I couldn't even.
Oh my God, she's so casual about that. Like, I was so short of breath, guys. Like, more than usual. Chantal, it's not normal to be walking around short of breath. Jesus.
just like, couldn't do anything without, well, like walking a few steps, I would be so out of breath, and more than usual. So I went to the hospital.
Foodie,
and
that's
they did
awful. Gosh, I mean, you
test and found, like, it's called a D-dimer test, and they found that I did have blood clots. And
notice too, that's plural. Clots, not just one. Oh my God.
They did a CT scan and they found I did have blood clots. I had some pulmonary embolism in my lung. So they put me on warfarin, Coumadin, and which is for people who are overweight, the most effective option. But I had to get regular blood tests.
Which wouldn't be a problem. Because what do you do all day, Foodie? You have no responsibilities, no job. You don't have a husband to take care of. You don't have kids to take care of. You didn't even take care of your pets. If you had, like, you're complaining about getting a test for that every now and then, a blood test. How are you going to handle needing dialysis 2 to 3 or maybe 4 days a week for, usually you're there for 3 to 4 hours at a time. Sometimes you have to go at like 6 in the morning, girl. Like, how are you going to tolerate that if you couldn't just go for these little warfarin tests every now and then? Because let me tell you, dialysis is something you can't opt out of. You can't say, no, I don't feel like it. I don't want to. Well, you can, but you're going to do it for a very, very short amount of time. And then you're going to be opting out of everything.
INR tests, which were a pain until I bought my own machine.
Like I said, girl, you don't know what a pain in the ass is. That's nothing compared to having to do dialysis.
But before that, I had to go to the lab. Like, I think it was like I don't remember, every week maybe.
Oh my God, you had to go to the lab for 10 minutes every week. Like I said, try being at dialysis for 3, 4, 5 hours, 2, 3, 4 days a week. And, like I said, sometimes you have to get there and be there at 6 in the morning. So we know our girl doesn't like to get up.
And so I had to be put on another medication. So they put me on another medication at my request, and they did warn me about the potential issues, but they thought there would be a chance it would be okay. Because there's a risk of, if you're put on a medication, like a certain like for people over a certain weight, mostly only Coumadin will work. So they put me on
So you could have lost weight, Chantal.
a different one where I wouldn't have to have the test done anymore, but the pulmonary embolism came back because it wasn't working. The medication wasn't working, so I went back on the Coumadin.
This is horrifying.
So, which I'm not on anymore. I know a lot of people are going to think that's so dumb and risky because I'm
speechless a little bit. Like I said, she is lucky to be alive.
As they did like tests in my legs to see like where the deep vein thrombosis, like to see if it was caused by a deep vein thrombosis, basically a blood clot in my legs or something. So they scanned my legs. It didn't originate from there.
So it didn't originate in her legs. So I wonder if they would even be able to put like the filters in or where they would stick them. I don't know.
So they're not really sure where, but you are at a very high risk of developing blood clots if you are sedentary and if you are overweight.
And sedentary.
Wait, so that's another.
And obese. If you look those up in the dictionary, there would be a panoramic wide lens picture of Foodie and a couple other ones under those definitions, because she is the epitome of sedentary and obese.
Other thing I had. So then I recently was diagnosed in 2023. Was it 2023? It was like recently diagnosed with diabetes.
And you knew you had it from what people said a lot earlier than that. And even if you didn't, okay, let's say you knew in 2023, what have you done? You've done nothing to change your condition. You've only stayed the same or made it worse. And I'm frankly at the point where I don't feel bad for her. She refuses to listen. She refuses to stop being a greedy, gluttonous butter golem. Thank you for that term, Kiwi Farms, by the way. That had me cracking up. I've heard a few people say it, but like, you haven't changed. And people do control or reverse or put into remission type 2 diabetes all the time. But it takes work. It takes adhering to a strict diet and making big changes. But, well, we can't do anything around Foodie's world that involves any type of effort or, oh, God forbid, discomfort.
I've had really high blood sugar for a long time, so I've probably had the diabetes for a long time. So I have.
I'm sure it is raging. We saw some of her blood sugars and they were bad. And she stopped showing them to us and continued to eat the way she did. So it's bad. And frankly, in my opinion, she was getting a lot of horrid advice from her supposed doctors as far as dietary advice for diabetes, for type 2 diabetes. And of course, she did what Amber does and she took what advice she did get and spun it to fit her own wants and desires. So basically, she didn't listen.
That type 2. So yeah, those are currently the obesity related illnesses that I have. Some tests were done. So, and I got diagnosed with that here in Kuwait. I saw a doctor, and they, through like urinalysis, they do a urinalysis panel and blood work, found a high level of protein in my urine. So my kidneys,
major workup. Like, she needs all the things checked.
The beginning of having issues with my kidneys, which is common.
Wait, what?
Found a high level of protein in my urine. So my kidneys.
I do apologize for Channel Dog Frodo. There's somebody outside the house and he does not like it. We know this around here.
The beginning of having issues with my kidneys, which is
okay. So it could be a kidney infection. I know she's going to tell us in a second, but honestly, if she's starting to have issues with her kidneys, she's got to get her act together, because like your liver is like actually really good at repairing itself to a degree and healing itself. Your kidneys do not. Like once they're done, they're done. And you're up a crick. And as far as being put, because she's younger, she's only 40, being put on a list for a transplant while dialysis basically keeps her alive, they won't do it. They won't give her a kidney over somebody who deserves it. I mean, and I hate that sounds mean, but she doesn't deserve it. She won't change her diet. She keeps doing mukbangs, keep eating for 3 people, drinking tons of juice, not controlling her diabetes, not losing weight, not being active. The kidney would be wasted on her. She'd just go and screw that one up. Okay. So they will give the kidney to somebody who is compliant with their treatment and their lifestyle regimen, somebody who walks and who exercises, or who at the very least follows their dietary guidelines to the best of their ability, tries to control their weight, loses weight if need be. They're not going to give her, and it would be criminal, if I may be so bold to say, it would be criminal for them to give her a kidney over somebody else who would deserve it. I mean, I'm sorry, just right now, she doesn't deserve one.
With people with type 2, I was told to drink a lot of water.
And I'm not saying I want her to die or be withheld medical care, but like, we have to be honest. We have to, there's a lot that goes into them deciding who gets on an organ list, a donor list, who gets accepted, who can have a transplant. My aunt, who just passed a couple months back, was a lung transplant recipient, and she, while very, very sick when she received hers, did amazing and got 13 years of life, good life out of her transplant. She was a good candidate because she needed a lung because she had sarcoidosis. And but she was compliant with her doctor's orders. She did her treatments. She went to her appointment. She followed their diet. She stopped smoking. She did everything she was told, so she was a good candidate. Even though when she got it, she was maybe what, 15, 18 years older than Foodie is now. Foodie would not be a good candidate for a donated kidney.
With the medication for diabetes I was taking. And
it's only a matter of time. I don't know if she's like hiding this from us now, but it's not going to be long before she is a full-on, completely insulin dependent diabetic.
That brings me now to recently I've noticed like a very high increase in urination, like just always needing to urinate, like maybe every half an hour.
Well, no wonder you eat so much salty food and fried food, and your blood sugars are probably raging off the charts. I wouldn't be surprised if you had the polydipsia and the polyuria, which polydipsia is the term for like excessive thirst, and polyuria is the medical term for excessive urination. Like, that's no surprise. And what does she do probably most of the time? Chugs a bunch of frickin' juice. Like, she might as well just mainline glucose at this point.
I would have like pain in my side, like in the kidney area, like in my back,
the flank area.
And I was feeling like after, like at the end of when I would go to the washroom, it would like, I don't know how to explain, you know, that uncomfortable feeling when you have like a UTI, and I just felt nauseous a lot. Like,
well, like a urinary tract infection, bladder infection, kidney like those all can kind of feel the same, and for the most part they're all very minor, but with the state of her body and the uncontrolled nature of her diabetes, I would be concerned anything coming back abnormal, especially with her kidneys.
My stomach. So come to find out, I have a mild, like a kidney infection. It's not like
no surprise there. No surprise there.
Severe. So I'm on antibiotics for that now, and Salah picked me up some cranberry like extract that helps.
Yeah, cranberry's good. Most people can just drink some like diluted cranberry juice. Stay away from the frickin' juice though, Foodie. Or extract, and that'll clear it up. But I'm glad they have her on antibiotics, because she cannot risk an infection getting out of control. She can't.
With like
she'll end up in the
this
hospital.
issue.
Then, oh my god, how fun, guys! We'll have a hospital bees
pharmacy.
I hate that
and
word. So stupid.
I'm trying to drink a lot of water.
She'll drink a lot of water until she's feeling better and until she's done with the antibiotic. And then we'll see her frickin' like chugging juice again.
And just, you know, I'm so tired from this. Hi, baby girl. And, you know, I'm just
Imagine, so tired from this. Imagine if you had to deal with this on top of working a job and taking care of a house and tending to a real husband and taking care of your pets and having a kid and taking care of family. Like, imagine if she had to deal with these things like other people had to. She literally has nothing going on in her life. Wow.
I feel better, so I'm resting a lot and yeah, doing what I can, but sometimes I get really tired like this and sometimes I have more energy. It's like, I don't know, it's weird, you know, like when I was in the pool yesterday, I had a lot more energy, but I was still not feeling the greatest. And I'm just drinking a lot of water to try to flush it out. So I really want to try to be super careful what I put into my body.
Okay. In the comment section, place your bets on how long that's going to last. I give it maybe 1 or 2 meals. She doesn't give a shit. This woman does not care. She doesn't care. She's gonna have a big meal, just like I said in my last video, order something she wants in a last hurrah type thing and go, oh, I'm just having a bad day. Oh, guys, I know this isn't the best, but, you know, I ate really good otherwise today, or I didn't eat anything today, and I know it's not good. I'm just really struggling, but I'll try again tomorrow. and I'm not drinking juice with it, I'm drinking water. It's going to be some stupid BS like that, which at this point is only lip service and it's not doing her any favors.
You know, it's critical at this point. I don't want to have kids.
It is. Like, she's right and she's saying the correct things, but do you think it actually sinking in? Like I said, with her and her best Gorley over here in Oklahoma, I don't think they have a rock bottom. And Foodie is really quickly approaching it.
Kidney damage. I know people who have had uncontrolled type 2 and they were...
You, Chantel, you have uncontrolled type 2 diabetes?
On dialysis, and eventually, you know, the person I knew specifically is no longer with us, sadly. And I don't know how much damage is already done to my kidneys, but I don't want to have like kidney failure. So I'm trying to repair whatever damage is done. And
you can't repair it though, Foodie. Once your kidneys are damaged, it's like you really can't repair it. You just have to like keep it, like prevent it from progressing and do the best you can with whatever you got. And it's just not that simple. Like, oh, she just has this, oh, you know, I'm just that whole attitude of, oh, if I fuck up today, I can just start again tomorrow. I can undo it. I can reverse it. Sometimes in some of these things, there's no like takesies backsies and going back, Chantel. And your kidneys are one of those things where you can't go and just erase it.
And I'm going to do whatever I have to do on my part to...
Sure, girlfriend. I hate to sound like a total jerk. I really do. But we heard this a couple months ago. We heard this a few weeks ago. We heard this in December. We've heard this so many times that she can't even like say this stuff and present it in a convincing manner. She has no idea how dire her situation type deal is. But oh boy, is she gonna. She's gonna find out in a not pretty way.
To do that, even if it's suffering, like through the discomfort of the change and the, you know, trying to take control of my eating disorder and, you know, food addiction and stuff like that.
I don't think you have binge eating disorder, Chantel. My opinion. I just think she's a glutton. And I don't think she's going to try to take charge of anything. I don't think she's going to change her eating. And like I said, how dare her? Like, I know it's hard to deal with food issues. I know firsthand from personal experience. But like I said in my last video, and like other people have said, she doesn't like not eating that like literal serving tray of rice and deep fried shit and gallon of juice and cookies and candies and cakes and nashies and poutine and all this other stuff. Not eating that and making healthier choices and eating less and losing weight, while that sucks, that is nothing as far as suffering compared to the decline from type 2 diabetes on all systemic levels. And it's nothing compared to the struggle and inconvenience and discomfort of dialysis, of needing a port, of having to maintain the port, of having to deal with wound healing issues, of not being able, losing your ability to walk and feel, and sitting in a dialysis chair for 4 hours, like a day, a few days a week. Your life revolves around it, and it's not something you can just say, I don't feel like going today. You can't do that. So she has no idea what struggling and discomfort is.
Like that. So yeah, another kind of bleak video, but I hope that it will have a happy ending. And
I don't see a happy ending. I'm not kidding, and I hate to be that person. I don't wish it on her. Ultimately, even though she's completely vile and despicable as a human, if she lost weight and made changes that were positive, I would give her credit and I would be happy to see it. But I don't think it's going to happen. And I don't know. Like, I don't know. I think the only freaking happy endings that I see in Chantel's future and the Kuwait arc with the way she is right now are probably only the ones happening when Salah visits the Red Room or something, but I don't see this ending well.
An abrupt one, and I can just like keep going and doing wonderful things in life. I don't think I've fully lived. I don't feel like I have, because
You haven't. And like, I'm sorry, but like, I'm older than Chantel by a few years, and I feel young. I feel like 40 is not old. 50 is not old. Hell, I don't think 60 is that old. If you're healthy and take care of yourself, you should be able to be fit and active and out there doing stuff into your 70s and 80s. So, yeah, by all accounts, she's young. But by a super unhealthy, morbidly obese standard, she's elderly.
I've done some really interesting, fun things in life, but I've always done them with a shadow hovering over. I have to follow up after the antibiotics are
That would be the Grim Reaper hovering over you, Chantal. He probably is never too far away at this point.
done, with another urinalysis and blood test, and see how the kidneys are doing. But inshallah, this will help it. And as long as I do my part.
Yeah, but you're not going to do your part, Chantal. Like, you never do, and you don't want to. You have no desire to.
And just pray, do my part and pray. That's all I can do. So anyways, guys, thank you for listening to me. I always say that I feel like I have a lot of time, which is why I don't take myself seriously, and now I don't feel like I have a lot of time at all. So
And she doesn't have a lot of time. She really doesn't. She's running out. But I'm going to end it here, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. There's really not much more in this video I want to cover. But don't forget to do all the YouTube things, like, subscribe, follow, share, all of that. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next video. I will get this edited and out for you soon. So, bye.